When most people think about moving to Camas, Washington, they imagine top-ranked schools, picturesque tree-lined street, and quiet, family-friendly neighborhood. And while all that is true, after helping dozens of people relocate to Camas in Southwest Washington and living here myself majority of my life, I've learned there's a lot more beneath the surface that you can only discover after settling in. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 biggest things that my buyers have learned living in Camas. The surprises, the trade-offs, and what they'd really wish they'd known before making the move. I'm Hayden Humphrey, a top realtor here in Southwest Washington, based in Vancouver and Camas. I help families and professionals every single week find the right home for their lifestyle here in Clark County. And I've seen firsthand what makes people fall in love with Camas and what sometimes catches them off guard. Now let's start with something you won't fully understand until you've lived here for a bit. Let's be honest, there's a real difference between East and West Camas, and locals definitely have their opinions on it. East Camas is more suburban and developed with newer subdivisions, larger modern homes, and close proximity to like grocery stores, Costco, and some of the area's top-rated schools. West Camas, by contrast, is older and I would say more established. You'll find charming historic homes, quiet tree-lined streets, and for the most part, a quicker commute to downtown Vancouver and Portland. The overall vibe shifts dramatically as you cross town. East Camas feels like a master planned community, while West Camas still has that nostalgic small town charm. So with that being said, if you're choosing where to live, I want you to think about whether you're drawn to the sleek new construction or the character of a mature, established neighborhood. Here's something I really didn't appreciate as much as I do now. Camas in the Southwest Washington area is incredibly lush, especially around the lakes, especially Lacamas Lake. There's forested areas with winding trails. It kind of makes nature feel close to home. In West Camas, you're gonna find wide streets shaded by mature trees that create a cozy, tucked away sort of feel. In East Camas, the homes are newer, but the landscaping often hasn't caught up. And sometimes that can make the neighborhoods feel a little bit more bare in comparison to West Camas. The takeaway from this is those towering trees and leafy canopies aren't just beautiful. What they do is they add privacy, they add some natural cooling in the summertime, and they give the neighborhood a unique sense of place. Now let's talk about the homes themselves, because this is where the real trade-offs start to show up. Generally speaking, and I say generally speaking, the West Camas homes are often older. Many have unique character, big yards, and mature landscaping, but they might need some updates. And on the plus side, they're usually priced a little bit lower. East Camas homes, however, are newer, often turnkey, and have modern floor plans that appeal to today's buyers. But with that, it typically comes with a premium price tag. Many people assume newer is always better, but in Camas, sometimes people like the charm. There's a lot of charm and space of those older homes, and sometimes that can win over the most modern-minded buyers. So the takeaway from this, as a buyer, you need to know your priorities. Do you want that move-in ready turnkey home? Or are you okay with a fixer-upper with some personality? Is a big backyard more important than granite countertops? You decide that. Quick story time. I actually worked with a couple not too long ago, first-time home buyers from out of state. They were convinced they needed a brand new home over in East Camas. But after touring a few places, they fell in love with this quirky, older house over in West Camas. Had a big yard, it had big giant maple trees and walking distance to downtown. They hadn't even considered it until they saw it in person. So it got me thinking, the key to this, they stayed open to exploring both sides of town. So if you're thinking about moving here, don't just rely on online photos or Google Maps. Sometimes those can be a little deceiving. Let's set up a tour where you can actually feel what each area is like. What I'll do is I'll tailor the trip to your budget, your lifestyle, and what's gonna matter most to you. Just shoot me a text or call, happy to help you start exploring. Now, here's a reality check most buyers really wish they would have known before moving. Camas has a lot going for it, obviously, but commuting, especially during rush hour, can sometimes be a challenge. SR 14 and I-205 bridge into Portland can get congested, particularly during peak times, such as rush hour. East Camas tends to have better access to newer roads and commercial hubs, while West Camas offers more direct routes into Vancouver and Portland. But sometimes they can bottleneck fast. And if you're commuting across the river daily, those few extra minutes could seriously add up day by day. So the takeaway from this is, before you fall in love with the house, definitely map your likely commute. A beautiful home isn't so beautiful if you're stuck in traffic all day and you're not even able to enjoy your home. This is a huge key that a lot of people sometimes forget. Lastly, and this is something that doesn't show up on real estate listing, this is what truly makes Camas special. Now, there's a small town warmth and community pride in Camas that's really hard to describe until you feel it firsthand. Whether it's the energy at Friday night football games, or the family-owned local shops downtown, or the community events like Camas Days, there's always something pulling people together in Camas. The schools are excellent, and the parent and business communities are active and supportive. And it's the kind of place where neighbors know each other and people tend to stay long-term. If a sense of connection and community matters to you, Camas is going to deliver in spades, all while still being close to the urban perks of Portland and Vancouver. Now, we work with a lot of people relocating here, and this is a general statement, but from what I've seen personally, younger families often gravitate towards East Camas for the newer homes and the schools. And then meanwhile, folks over in West Camas tend to be a bit more established and drawn to that older neighborhood type feel. But the truth is, there's really no right choice. You gotta get out there and see it for yourself to know what's gonna fit for your lifestyle. Now, if you're planning a move and want help organizing your scouting trip, give me a call or text. I'd love to help you make sense of all of it and explore neighborhoods that match your lifestyle, and also give you my personal recommendations. So finding a home in Camas isn't just about the floor plans or the curb appeal. It's about understanding the neighborhoods, the commute, the character, and how it all fits together in your daily life. Now, I've helped tons of families and professionals move to Camas with clarity and confidence. If you want honest, local insight from a local boy like me on where to begin or which neighborhood's gonna match your goals, reach out to me anytime, call or text, and you'll be talking directly with me. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.